Alright, welcome back. We are here now with the first of the Asura missions in Eye of the North, finding the Bloodstone. Today I am playing my Necromancer on a build I've actually never used before, so we will see how this goes. I am running a Soul Taker Scythe build. Pretty standard on what you would expect to see from it. Although I don't have I Am Unstoppable, I would have preferred that. However, my hero selection here is rather interesting because this one has like next to no heroes. No Norgu, no Master of Whispers, no Raza. I am missing a lot here. I basically got her just far enough in Eye of the North to get Livia, and that was about it. So, in terms of comp though, I've made do as best I can. Still have Xandra as a soul twist. I have Dunkoro here, filling Zayre's role as kind of a pseudo Signet of Spirit Smiter monk. Standard Bip on Livia, come to expect. Olias here is doing my Master of Whispers typical role here of my Minion Mancer. Gwen, as always, E-Surge build. And then Ogden, I have him running a Unyielding Aura monk. I believe I ran this in Nightfall, I don't remember. And then, because it is absolutely hilarious to bring Vekk with a GAD-related mission, I am running him as a Thunderclap-based damage build. So, without any further ado, we will see how much of a travesty this is. Also, don't forget to put on your Asura title, actually. Oh, I have not even been to Radasum, so I am... Yeah, I have literally not been to Radasum, So I won't even be able to take advantage of my Asura title here. But you should display it, because the entire time you're in the mission area, you will get a energy boost. Yeah, they're all going to tell me about how I should go talk to Lex about it. Oh well. But the easiest way to get to GAD is just hug the south wall here. I'll have, yeah, I'll still have Xandra apply this. This will be our second mission that takes place in a dungeon. This time it will be a severely shortened version of the Bloodstone Caves mission. Alright, how long do you guys last? 28, 30, and 19? Alright. Probably should have done this in the opposite order, and probably should have cast you first, but oh well. Well, it's surviving, I guess, but I don't know how much of that is me and how much of that is the guys I'm currently working under. Continue making our way along the south here. Pretty much the main two groups you'll need to fight is the Ceratodons here and the Angorodons. You just have to be careful about those raptors. If this is your first time visiting the mission, you are going to have to fight them. Oof, that hurt. These guys in particular, be very careful. They are stone flesh based. Oof, I'm getting sniped by... Yeah, I got wrecked by Sliver Armor because I do not have very good anti-enchantment going. Oof, I am getting wrecked. Alright, I think I'm gonna take a quick break here for a second rather than keep feeding. Ugh, Sliver Armor's brutal. I should have brought something to shatter the... I should have put Shatter Enchantment or something on him. Something to kill these, because that's going to kill the entire group at this rate. Fortunately, this is the last one we need to fight. There we go, we got him. Alright, crisis averted. And here we are, the inscription stone. This is what will start the mission. Do note, if you go up here, it will open the dungeon. Do not walk into the dungeon unless you are doing the Bloodstone Caves dungeon specifically. That's separate from finding the Bloodstone, the mission. If you're doing the story mission, you interact with the stone. If you're going in there to deal with the Eldritch Etten or whatever else you want to do with the dungeon, then you walk in. So like I said, this is a severely shortened version of this dungeon. They both start with kind of sending you in the same general direction. So, normal Bloodstone Caves, you have to go down this way. This route over here only gets you the map. However, in the story mission, this spot right here, which would normally be covered by a rock slide, is just free to walk through, so you don't have to worry about it. Another note about my damage dealing ability with this build, because it's not quite the anniversary yet. Ooh, Mystic Clover, or 4-leaf clover. 11? I'll take it. I actually do not have the anniversary scythe right now. The soul reaping scythe. Encounter some dudes here. So I'm just making do with the vampiric scythe for now. I just randomly found along the way. God, where are... Livia or Xandra, where are your shelters? But yeah, these incubus, just be careful around them, especially when they leap into the air. You don't want to get too close to them. There we go. That's dealt with. I've mentioned this weapon multiple times before. I've mentioned multiple times as well that you want to have a longbow in your 4th slot. The poisonous Nevermore flatbow here, unless you're a Melandru's character, extremely useful. Free to grab, and an instant flatbow for you to use for pulling enemies. Highly recommend it. Just deal with these guys when they pop in. Here we go. So all we need to do is you just get to this inscribed sentry here. Normally in the actual dungeon, you would have to loop pretty much have to loop around this area in order to actually get to this same location from before. I think you have to do a couple of extra things too, if I remember correctly. Also, fun fact, this is one of the few missions, or one of the few instances in the entire game where they do not rename your hero because they are in the same map as you. Livia here in my party is supposed to be renamed to Shining Blade Necromancer. But anyways, you kill the boss, you head back to this inscription stone, and then after Gad casts his skill here, it opens the door. And we are on to level 2. Just like that. So this level 2, you have to actually do this the normal way that you would have to do this in the dungeon. It's the same exact route, except you would have the bonus of the Beacon of Draknir helping you as Dwarven Raider. And less of Gad's snide remarks implying I do not know my directions. I clearly know where Weast is. Alright, I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with this build. Just gotta make sure I keep up my enchantments here for Mystic Vigor to heal me. Alright. On to here. The damage is actually not that bad, especially if I had an actual Dwarven rank here. Instead of basically, yeah, rank 1. If I had it up to at least like 5, it would probably be decently good. I can see the vision. I just lack the ability to execute upon it. On top of not having the proper weapon, too. I'm sure if I had the Soul Reaper Scythe, my my damage would be through the roof. Ugh, stupid days. So I haven't mentioned this with Scythes because I have not fought with them yet. A fun thing about them is they have innate cleave. That means they will hit your target and up to 2 of additional nearby targets, just by existing. It's part of what makes Scythes broken. So you can see I'm hitting both of these guys right now. But we are approaching the final area here. You just head up this hill here. There's really not much to it. There'd be a lot more Light of Deldrimor options. Get murked. They got rid of all of my enchantments there. Good lord. Oh, look at all those yellow numbers, though. That's always fun. Okay, all of you, please assemble over there. Assemble behind the minions, please. Don't just run off on your own like Ogden and Gwen are doing. The thing that's going to drive me insane is I'm going to see the NPC Livia run somewhere where I don't want them to run. This actually happened because this was a Zaishin mission yesterday. So when I was running through it with my warriors, I usually do every day with Zaishin missions while I'm chasing Guam. The NPC Livia ran ahead and tried to attack a bunch of enemies. By the way, in this section, I'm going to interrupt for a second. These allied zombies here, they don't do anything until you hit the inscribed sentry. So I just pull them back here, and then you don't have to deal with them. Ooh, wrong weapon. And once he's dead, it just despawns everybody else, and we call it a day. It's very nice. Oh, cool. I don't even have to hit you in order to hit you. That's nice. I guess that's why Surin Scan wasn't an option. So I just straight up steal the... yeah. Just straight up steal health anyway. Alright, so now we move on to the next inscription stone here, and Gad will open it. But yeah, when I was fighting the boss here at the end, Livia ran forward, the NPC one, and I was like, what are you doing up here? I started flagging back and she just didn't move. And it took me a solid like 30 seconds to figure out that it was the NPC. And the actual Livia was back where I flagged properly. So yeah, don't confuse them. It's very easy to do. I wonder how an Of the Dervish Scythe would do here. I get that free mysticism. Olias, what are you doing? What in the world were you trying to cast Putrid Bile on? I can't even figure it out. Normally I can at least see the vision. This is a rare instance of I have no earthly idea what you were trying to accomplish. Alright, but anyways, here we are at the boss already. So yeah, because this is basically a speedrun version of the mission, it goes pretty swiftly. Bad part about not having Raza on all those dudes is disease will spread like crazy. Fortunately, Ogden and Vekk won't ever catch it. Yeah, typically I do this in the actual dungeon too, because I like to run over to the side here, and then I just use this as a choke point. Flag my dudes. This is what I had, is I had all these guys flagged, and all of a sudden I see Livia run up to this spot where my mouse is, and I was so confused. Until I figured out that it was actually the NPC. Alright, let's get our pull going. It's probably a stupid move of me to have myself serving as kind of our pseudo-tank, but whatever. I'm sure it'll work. Good lord, look at all the damage. Yeah, this is a pretty fun build. I like it. Oh, hello. I got murked from 100 right there. Okay. Olias ran off on his own again, but there we go. Mission's done. Once you kill the boss, it's game over, and we're through. So with that, we are now through on what's probably my second least advanced character, behind my only topped by my monk. So again, demonstration, you don't necessarily need the best heroes, it's just you gotta have a consistent comp you can work with. So next up will be the elusive Golemancer, and I will be running that one on my Elementalist. So as always, hope these are helpful, and we'll see you for the next one.